here today in Springfield City, the new stage of Springfield Rise with Prime Minister Morrison. Springfield City is part of South East Queensland's fastest growing population growth area. It's down here through the Ripley Valley Extension. There's a lot of first home buyers in the area. They're moving in, they love the amenities, the facilities that are here, the shopping centres, the parks, the schools that you can see surrounding us. And we're going to meet some of them today, which is going to be Amber and Cody, who are very excited by our first home saver super scheme. And we're also going to meet a gentleman, Binu, whose family have built their first home here using their home building scheme. So on that note, I'll introduce the Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Sam. It's great to be here with you today. The Super Home Buyer Scheme is the next phase in how we're helping Australians to own their own home. And it works hand in glove with the policies that we've put in place to help those at another stage in their life to downsize. Now this does two things. It ensures that we are reinforcing people's retirement savings, but we're also freeing up more housing supply, which does put downward pressure on the rising costs of housing across the country. This plan is about utilising people's own savings, their own superannuation, so they don't have to stand on the curb and watch house prices run away from them and they're unable to get in and own their own home. Now, as a government, we have had major progress in this area since the last election. At the same time before the last election, I announced the Home Guarantee Scheme. And together with Home Builder, the first home super saver that we'd previously introduced that allows people to save for their deposit in their superannuation scheme at lower rates of tax, all of that together with our investments into affordable housing in the country through the National Housing Finance and Investment Corporation has seen 300,000 Australians and more get into their own home in the last 3 years. And for first home buyers, we had 164,000 last year who were able to buy their first home at a time when house prices were rising. That's up around 60,000 and more on what we would normally see on average in Australia for first home buyers. We're helping first home buyers and Australians own their own home. And this scheme, which says you're in control of your own money, you're in control of where it's invested, you're back in the driver's seat when it comes to fulfilling the aspirations that you have, this scheme enables you to do that. Now, it's a well-calibrated scheme. It's been well designed. We've thought it through carefully. We've ensured that you can only get access up to 40% of what's in your superannuation scheme. But importantly, once you ultimately sell the property, then you put the money back into your superannuation scheme, including any of the capital gains you've made in that time. And you know what? You don't pay tax on that either, because it's your own home. The money sitting in your super account, the earnings that are there, that attracts tax. But when you invest in your own home through your super scheme, it doesn't. And on the earnings that you've had from your own home, the capital appreciation and the original capital sum that you've invested in it goes back into your superannuation. The learnings we've had is that when people get to retirement, then if they own their own home, they are much better off and much less dependent on government support. They have more choices. They're more independent. What these two policies working together do is help achieve both people's retirement savings goals and their home ownership goals, which means that Australians have greater security and can plan for their future with confidence. Now, the downsizing plan that we've extended to those who are 55 years old and older, that is already making a very big difference for Australians, and particularly for women, for their superannuation. They disproportionately have invested more of what's gone back into people's super as a result of the downsizing plan. And we know women's superannuation is a real challenge. The plan we've put in place for downsizing is helping women have better retirement balances when they downsize their home. There have been other challenges that have prevented that along the way during their working life. And this policy has been helping women and ensuring we reduce that age now to 55, it can only help more. So our plan is about putting Australians in charge of their future with their own money. It's their money. We're not going to tell them what to do with it. They'll make their own decisions.
but we're not going to lock them away from it. We're not going to stand there and let them stand on the curb while the housing prices run away from them and they're not getting that opportunity. And we're meeting people here today who are going to take up that opportunity. We've met others who've already taken up the opportunity right here in Springfield, already built their home using the Home Builder program. So there's only one way you can get access to your money in your superannuation to help you buy your home, and that is to vote LNP. That is to vote Liberal and National this Saturday. Labor will never let you do it. They think it's their money to tell you what to do with. I believe it's your money. And to get access to your own money to help you buy a house, the only way to achieve that is to vote Liberal and National next Saturday.